you can't just put 3 classic games onto a cartridge and call it a day. That's not the way it works. If you're gonna be in the business of repackaging classics, you'd better also be in the business of adding stuff. Otherwise, I'm gonna be in the business of criticizing your stuff, and for games like this, no one wants to hear that stuff. Unfortunately, I do subscribe to the notion that simplicity beats all else, so I didn't think twice when I saw that this compilation of Millipede, Super Breakout, and Lunar Lander was simply called Millipede, Super Breakout, and Lunar Lander. Fine by me. That's an awesome name. Items in a series. I like it. But then I get to playing this collection, released only 7 years ago for the Game Boy Advance, and I find that simplicity might have been taken a bit too far. The games here are accurately translated from their original arcade versions, which is nice. The only problem is that old school ethos also applies to the features, which is to say, there's just not much to it. Obviously, we're talking 3 games. The 1982 Centipede sequel, Millipede, 1978's Super Breakout, and Atari's very first vector game, 1979's Lunar Lander. All 3 are classic games that really exemplify what made the arcade era so special, and it's great to have them in one portable collection for the Game Boy Advance. But again, the thing is, these games are more than 30 years old, and to have them repackaged without any extras, kind of weak. It's really bare bones. And games this awesome, frankly, deserve a little more presentational fanfare. Now, I did run into some trouble playing these games with a D-pad, though. Now, we were playing them with the GameCube's Game Boy player, so I'm not sure if it's the same thing on the GBA, but the D-pad really lacked some of the subtlety you needed to play the originals. And I'm not very good at these games to begin with, and I think the controller only made things worse. I mean, this is terrible. But thanks to our friend Lori from Finland for sending it in, and I apologize for being so awful, although some of my favorite bands are from Finland, so I think we can still be pals. Anyway, the games still hold up really well. Millipede is still a frantic shooter, Lunar Lander is still a surprisingly delicate game of finesse, and Super Breakout is still a freaking pain in the ass. If you're looking for classics on the go, and you don't mind the sparseness, Millipede, Super Breakout, and Lunar Lander still deliver.